Okay, we will start with questions from Mike Griffith and move on to Mark Weiser.
Hey, John, can you just talk about how you're feeling and your thoughts going into game week against Clemson?
I'm really excited. Right now we have our first Monday practice, and I'm excited to attack this practice today and use this week to better prepare ourselves for the game come Saturday. And there's a sense of excitement around the team, around the locker room, and we feel ready.
John, are you limited at all based on your injury, and how do you feel in terms of your ability to kind of produce like you normally might?
I'm good to go, and I'm excited to contribute through the run game and the pass game and all facets of the game.
Okay, we will go to Chip Towers and then Lance Levy.
Yeah, John, it's good to see you upright there. Based on all the different things we heard about your foot and all the injuries to the tight end room in particular, how do you guys feel like that your position is holding up heading into this first game?
I think the tight end room is ready. I know the tight end room is ready. Injuries will happen here and there, but it's always a next man up mentality. And we're loaded at tight end from top to bottom. And so there's no drop down if one guy does go down. So we're just excited.
Hey, John, congrats on making it to the season. Connection's been the big word for you guys all throughout the offseason. How is your unit, connection, how has it changed from maybe the last few years and then the overall team?
Connection has been at the forefront throughout the offseason. And as far as the tight end room, I see the connection just collective throughout the room. We worked on it this offseason through skull sessions, and through all my years here, I can just feel the team. This is the most tight-knit group that I've been a part of, and I think that's going to pay dividends come game time.
Okay, we'll go to Brandon Sudge and then Drew Hubbard.
Hey, John, I wanted to ask about JT and everything going into his first full year, I guess. Can you tell me what you see in his confidence and his confidence in being able to run the offense right now?
I see it every day in practice. He's prepared in walkthroughs, in meetings, and then come practice time, and he shows it on the field. Like you mentioned, his confidence, it shows out there. He has a swagger, confidence, and he leads the team in the right direction.
Hey, John, kind of leading up to this first game, obviously with the offseason, when did you guys specifically start focusing on Clemson, watching film specifically on Clemson?
We had started, obviously spring ball is about focusing on ourselves, but you start watching clips as soon as possible here and there in the spring. And then a lot of the time it's on your own and when you can get extra film in. And so the tight end room will go watch film together on a Sunday here and there, just get notes down, look at some schemes, and we just continue on throughout the summer. So it's been an ongoing process.
Okay, next up we'll go to Connor Riley and then Palmer Tones.
Hey, John, this Clemson defensive line, they have a lot of standout players. Are you sort of looking forward to the challenge of matching up against one of the best defensive lines in the country and sort of measuring you guys self in that first game?
Absolutely. We're ready for the challenge. We're excited for the challenge, but at the same time, we have a bunch of studs up front, from left tackle to right tackle, and the guys in the middle, they're all studs, and we're excited for that challenge.
John, going back to your injury, what exactly was it that you were battling, and what kind of things were you able to do to stay engaged and stay active and in shape?
I think I just dinged up my foot a little. I haven't really been out at all. I've just been on the bikes and just working with Mr. Ron, just a little bit extra, but nothing's really changed. I've been practicing this whole time.
Okay, we can open it up for a few more questions for John.
John, this is Roddy. Quick question. What is the most important aspect of this game in your mind? What's going to determine the outcome if you had to pick one factor?
One factor I think will determine this outcome will be the strain in the finish. I guess that's two factors, but they're similar. So just following the ball. Say James breaks a run down the sideline. I'm going to strain, from the other side of the field and make that block to break James for the score rather than getting just a 40-yard gain. And I think, our whole team has bought into that idea, and it's going to carry over Saturday.
John, what's it going to be like to start the season with the national spotlight and starting it with a night game under the lights? How does it feel to start with such a big one?
It's exciting, the opponent in Clemson, but at the same time, it's the most important game because it's the next game. And we're taking that same preparation no matter who it is. So we're ready. We feel ready, and we're going to prepare this week.
John, you mentioned that, you feel the tight end room is ready to go. Just what have you seen from Brock Bowers, I guess, so far in camp, and what are you sort of telling him ahead of his, potentially first real big college action?
I've just been giving Brock confidence in himself, to just let him know that give him confidence to go make those plays that we all know he can make. And similar to Brock, I've been telling Brett and Cody the same things, and they've all done a great job this fall camp and then these practices leading up to Clemson.
John, you've played in some big games in your career. Obviously, last year was a much different animal altogether. But can you compare just the excitement, the feeling over any of the other games that you've played in your career so far?
It's hard to compare. There's been some special games that I've been a part of, but I will say that we carry the same sense of preparation, confidence going into each game. Just going through practice each week, going through the meetings with Coach Monk and Coach Hartley and Coach Smart, and so that we're ready for whoever the opponent is.
John, you mentioned JT and the confidence he brings. What kind of confidence does it bring to the team to have that quarterback position sort of settled this year going in rather than the way it was a year ago?
It gives us confidence. I think just going through 7-on-7s in the summer, you see the connection through the continuity that we've had after January and then throughout the spring and summer and now fall. I think it's just connecting through the air and in the run game.
John, when you were breaking down the film, what have you seen in Clemson's secondary that stood out to you?
I've seen some great players. They fill the hole hard. They fly around, and the big thing about them is they're relentless. All 11 players are flying to the ball, and similar to us, that's going to be a tough challenge.
We have time for 2 more questions for John.
John, what's your recollection and feelings of Clemson? Did you get recruited by them? Obviously, they recruit Atlanta pretty hard, and have you known a lot of players on that team? Obviously, they got 26 or so players from Georgia.
They do have a few players from Atlanta that I've played against through the years. I didn't really get recruited by Clemson too much, just talking to them here and there. And I was set on Georgia from an early stage, so I couldn't pass up that opportunity. But a few players throughout the years in high school, and they're great players.
John, has there been any back to kind of the connection? Has there been any changes in the way Kirby has been this last season or this off season compared to others?
No, Coach Smart is Coach Smart, and that's not changing anytime soon. We're very fortunate to have him as our coach, and he leads us in the right direction, and that trickles down throughout the other coaches and the players.
Okay, thank you, John.